Hey guys, it is time for some new Helldivers content, and I wanted to talk about this because there seems to be some amount of discourse and controversy surrounding it, but I am not going with the negative take that the vast majority of the community is going to say. I think this is good for the game. The Helldivers to Killzone crossover being a new tier of special premium content, I think is good for the game. First, start with the basics of what it is. It is Superstore content, and it costs arguably a lot compared to other stuff. I think it's like $20 ish for the first page of stuff, so it's probably going to amount to a $40 total of cosmetic items and side grades because I have used the STA 52 assault rifle. I ended up getting all this because I'm going to get everything in Helldivers. That's my plan. It ultimately is a Liberator with a bigger magazine, a longer reload, and more recoil. That's all it is. It's a light pen assault rifle. It is a side grade. It is not an upgrade. Now the armor, I'll argue, because it's 50% resistance to, I believe, elemental resist, which would be fire, electrical, and gas in this game. That is questionable because there is no other armor that has that effect. Um, that being said, super credits can be earned in game, but this is so many super credits. Now, let me take this from a perspective of a player who plays a lot. I have almost 1,000 hours in Helldivers. When I bought the game originally, I bought the Super Citizen Edition, and that meant I didn't need to buy Steeled Veterans. And I believe Super Citizen was it 60 US dollars? I don't recall. And I put an additional $40 of super credits when the game launched. I didn't need them, but I said, well, when stuff comes out, I'll have a little bit of extra super credits. And then I played a lot on top of that. So basically, I'm a power player. Um, I know there's people who farm super credits more effectively. I know there's people who play more than me. Excuse me. But why I think this is good, right? The beginning of the game, the war bonds come out. People start unlocking Steel Veterans and all the future war bonds. If you play enough, you didn't need to pay. Now, by enough, I mean a lot. Because the vast majority of people cannot play games in a hardcore amount. And when a game first came out, I was still working full time up until May. So, I didn't get a ton of super credits at the beginning of the game. But afterwards, I just was, pretty much only doing YouTube since May. So I've had lots of time to grind super credits, and I don't play Helldivers all day long. That would be maddening. I mean, I do play it a lot. I've played it almost all but 1 month this year where I played Valheim. The thing is, you didn't need to spend money going as a power player. You didn't need to spend money. So the hardcore players, the people who are the biggest fans of the game, who spend hundreds of hours, I'm talking the 500-hour plus players, potentially don't even need to spend money, which means Arrowhead doesn't make any more money for their live service game. And they have no means to add more way to make money without drastically hindering the content and gameplay pipeline. So, a few stratagems are in Warbonds now, a few guns are in the Superstore now. These are new things. After a breadth of content, 10 months of content has come out in the game, and there's plenty of options within the vanilla game, within the Helldivers Liberate Warbond. There's enough options to deal with everything. A freaking basic machine gun can deal with all the Illuminate right now, to be very frank. Um, the increased cost to this, and arguably interesting quality and potentially future crossovers, this will fund the game. This is a live service game. They have to make money. Arrowhead has to make money, whether it is a push from Arrowhead, a push from Sony. If they want to give us a live service game with new content, there has to be some live service costs. And I'll be very real. The existing previous Warbond system is very avoidable to spend any real money on it. So that's great that we all paid our $40 for the game. But if you want year two content, that $40 is only going to go so far. So it's a business. And the more money it makes off of, like I said, mostly optional things, the more the game can be supported. So ultimately, I think of it this way: it's cool stuff. It costs super credits. You can get it for free if you play an excessive amount. You don't have to buy every warband. You don't have to buy every cosmetic. You can skip out on the title, the cape, the banner, even the gun, and just get the armor. Now, there'll be another page coming out, I think, in 5 days, and I'll probably pick up all that stuff, and I'll probably have to pick up 20 bucks of super credits, which I don't think is a big deal. And I've played some egregiously bad free-to-play games. Seeing the assault rifle for 600 or so super credits, it was like that in PlanetSide 2. Every gun was like $4 to $10, and you could do this pay to skip grind to get the gun early without having to earn anything. Almost every weapon in the game was every weapon, every vehicle weapon. Uh, Armor bundles for $30, $40, and this stuff was everywhere. The amount of cosmetic, microtransaction, and gun microtransactions and boosters and monthly subscriptions and things were horrible on top of it for a shooter. I spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I don't have to do that in Helldivers. You don't have to do that at all. But to be upset that this is in the game is almost misguided. It's misguided because nobody's forcing you to get this, right? This is optional. This is optional premium content that the super fans can get, that the Killzone fans can get, and people who have a ton of grinded super credits can get. I haven't spent money on super credits, and I wouldn't have bought all this because I just had some left over. I mean, I'm money recently. I still had some left over from launch in February. I haven't put any money in the game since February. Um, and might need to in 5 days. I mean, after 10 months. So, to complain about a big crossover, I think, is just silly. I look forward to everything they put in the game, everything they put on the Superstore, and I will get everything that is earnable in game and everything that is purchasable on the Superstore, whether it's through my grinding super credits or spending money to support the game. Because honestly, I want more ways to support the game, and I want the game to last for a long time. If you want it to be a live service game that stands the test of time, it's going to have to monetize. And that's what they're trying to transition to. If you look at their recent reviews, they talked about crossovers. They talked about crossovers they wanted to do. They were hinting at it probably while they were working on it. But they've talked about how they're transitioning to a live service game. And guess what? To transition to a live service game that provides live service content, it's going to require live service money. And think of it this way, everybody who buys these 2 pages of Warbond stuff, that's going to be about a purchase of the game. And that's how gaming monetization works. And this stuff is not pay to win, because there are already so many options and so many Warbonds that cost much less to get all sorts of utility. That being said, there are so many good options. Even some of the free stuff, like the anniversary Liberty Day armor with Democracy Protects, is amazing. Some of the things like the machine gun can handle the vast majority of stuff in the game. The recoilless launcher, things that are in the Helldivers Mobilized Warband are enough to functionally play this game. Everything else is side grades and fun utilities, and you're gonna have to pay for your toys. You're gonna have to pay for your toys, or you're going to have to earn your toys. And I see this as the right way forward for Helldivers. Unfortunately, a lot of people are gonna scream, "Pay to win. This is a bad taste," and da da da. But you've been getting all these Warbonds for literally super credits you can grind out for free for a long time. They put out a ton of regular content before they actually did any sort of premium, optional, side grade Superstore stuff. I know I'm kind of talking in circles, but I think people need to give this stuff a chance, and I look forward to the next crossover. And if anybody's listening, I want a Terran Space Marine.